Now let's jump into some of the tactical things that will help you dress for your career search. There are 4 things that will help you determine what you should wear and how to build your outfit. These are season, fit, formality, and region. As we go through these, please bear in mind that these are general guidelines and not hardline rules. Let's start talking about dressing for the season. Fabric types, textures, and colors should change with the season. Notice the different colors in each of the outfits here. Whites, off-whites, and beiges are great for summer, but not necessarily for colder seasons. In the winter outfits, you can see heavier fabrics like tweed and wool. There are also several layers for both warmth and style. Notice the difference in specific colors used in each outfit. The light shade of brown, salmon, and khaki in the summer outfit, while the more winter-appropriate outfit has layers, dark colors, and heavy fabrics. Also notice that we have differences in footwear, where we have more casual shoes that are lower in the summer, whereas in winter, we're wearing taller, heavier boots, both for style and for the weather. Next, we'll talk about dressing to flatter your body. Well-fitting clothes convey a neat and tidy appearance. For example, choosing the correct inseam for your pants instantly creates a cleaner look than choosing the wrong one. Remember that not every style flatters every body type, so you want to choose the styles that flatter you. For men, you want to think about these general guidelines featured here for proper fit across the chest, back, waist, and thighs. And you'll also want to avoid the common misconceptions on this slide.
You can see here a variety of mid-length to midi-length dresses that would each be appropriate for the workplace. However, you see a wide variety in the execution. See how each dress corresponds to a body type, accentuate their different features. You can see that each body shape has different tips and tricks on how to flatter your body the best. If you're sitting here wondering what your body shape is, don't worry. We'll be sending you a link after this presentation to help you figure out how to determine your body shape. Dressing for the formality of your industry is very important. Understanding the dress code for your industry is the key to a successful ensemble. Different industries have different cultures, standards, and requirements for workplace attire. Here are some of the examples of different dress codes for different industries. The differences are subtle, but very important. Business casual is becoming more common in the workplace. And keep in mind that there are exceptions to these rules, and each workplace has its own unique culture and expectations for the dress code. So for example, casual, you'll see that dress type in tech, creative agencies, startups. Business casual, you'll see in nonprofits, higher education, and some corporate headquarters. Business formal or traditional, you'll see a lot in banking or financing, consulting, and government. Here we see some examples of outfits that their qualify as casual and would work well in the tech industry. We see that these outfits skew more fashionable or current than truly classics. In addition, both the male and female outfits mix up traditional elements like the suit or the trench coat with more casual elements such as their sneakers. However, even the more casual elements like jeans and joggers are very crisp and intentional.
Formal/traditional dress codes are most common in industries like finance, government, and hospitality. Neutral palettes are commonplace, and suits or dresses are very popular, if not mandatory, depending on the company. Some of these businesses may have dress down Fridays, but even these more casual days are typically elevated, such as the sweater/button-down combo for men or a pressed pair of cropped slacks for women. Consulting dress codes tend to be more traditional and conservative, but can shift depending on the industry they're actually consulting for. You can see business casual dress codes in industries like nonprofit and higher education. Business casual can be a confusing term, but it's truly that mix between casual and formal, pairing things like jeans with blazers and having more casual but still well-tailored pieces. If we think of formal and casual as the bookends of a spectrum, business casual really runs between them. Color is more prominent in business casual than we see in heavily traditional industries like finance and government. If you're ever unsure about a specific dress code or industry style, you can reach out to free styling services provided by SCS students by Hyde and Armoire for clarity and ideas. In addition to industry and formality differences, we see quite a bit of variety in dress depending on region. This is both due to the cultural nuances of different regions as well as different climates. We additionally see differences depending on coasts, northern or southern culture, and city versus rural versus suburban environments. Let's take a look at this grid, which separates some key markets across 2 factors. The x-axis runs from casual to formal with business casual in the middle. The y-axis runs from daring or fashion forward at the bottom to conservative or traditional at the top. Let's take, for example, 2 cities that fit on the more daring end of the spectrum, LA and New York. Both cities see more adventurous fashion choices, both in streetwear and in offices. However, LA fashion trends towards the more casual feel of the West Coast, while New York is more formal, refined, or what would be called traditionally chic. DC and Silicon Valley both hover somewhere near the middle on the range of daring to conservative. A lot depends on the actual industry in these geographic cities, and they aren't particularly fashion forward or heavy cities in general. In contrast, however, Silicon Valley is much more casual than the DC area, with things like jeans and sandals commonplace compared to DC's preference for more formal looks, particularly in government and consulting. Southern fashion tends to be conservative and a mix of casual and formal looks, particularly in cities like Dallas, Nashville, Charlotte, etc. New England skews quite conservative and traditionally preppy, but very formal compared to areas like the Mountain States and the Pacific Northwest, which are not really daring or fashion forward, but are very casual. In any city, if it meets the dress code, business casual is a safe option to look great without being too far on the spectrum of casual or formal. Of course, all of these are simplifications, and there are many other areas of the country, but we hope this gives you some general guidelines and a framework on which to start thinking about the companies you're interviewing with.
Taking a look at the key theme, we can see how very similar outfits take on different personalities based on whether they occur in the cities or the suburbs. All of these outfits have similar components, such as structured and tailored pants, blazers, and silky tops. However, the execution is very different. City outfits trend towards darker colors, edgier outerwear and footwear, while suburban outfits trend lighter in color with much heavier use of denim and whites. Let's look at a specific city like Los Angeles. Here we can see the fashion forward element we were speaking about, fun patterns, just distressed denim, and non-traditional outerwear. The fashion choices are very intentional and trendy. Pay attention to patterns, textures, and trends when differentiating regional differences.
This is a great learning example of sometimes the tech challenges you have in our virtual world. So luckily, we planned for this. I will go ahead and take this slide. As mentioned, New York is what can be considered very traditionally chic. On the left two images, you see examples of very structured outfits in mostly neutral color palettes. They're more formal than the outfits we would see in California. On the right, you see an example, however, of how the Silicon Valley effect has crept into other cities, where we see jeans and button-downs, even in our more traditionally fashion-forward cities. We see differences in trends by Northern and Southern standards as well. Northern outfits tend to be slightly edgier and more adventurous in terms of fabric and cuts. Southern outfits are more traditional and lean into more feminine outfits for women and more classic looks for men. We know that these are a lot of different variables to think about, and there isn't one single answer for what to wear in every situation. However, thinking about our fashion do's and don'ts, as well as what a given company's clothing culture would be given these variables, you can set yourself up for the best chance of success and looking great.